props. Well, I want to talk to you today about something at work that really surprised me. We call it our DBA Toolkit. And on the database team, we have to find ways to make our database systems run faster. And for years, I've wanted to find a way to make it run faster, but it's just so hard. People have written, 4-inch thick books on the subject. How can you boil down all this detail into something that's both easy, but also useful for the whole team? So one day, I came across this idea that our team calls the DBA Toolkit. And it is the first easy way I have found for our team to make things run faster on our databases. So I want to tell you 3 things about it. First, I want to tell you how I ran into this idea of the toolkit in the first place. Then I want to tell you how my teammates really ran with this idea to make it useful for the whole team to use. And then last, I want to talk about how we take the things that we learned from our toolkit about why our systems are slow and make them run faster. So first, the people I work with know that I enjoy making databases run faster. And there have been times in the past where people on my team have asked me to help them learn more about this skill. But again, how do I start? Do I tell them, here's the stack of books, read these and they'll know? Or do I point them to the thousands of pages of manuals from Oracle on the internet? Then one day out of the blue, I got this idea, maybe I should look at the things that I do to speed up databases, things that I've done in the past, and see, can I find anything that I do more often than I do others? So at work here, I keep track on my F drive. I keep track of in a folder for each time a database has been running slow and I have to work on making it faster. So each folder has the name of a database on it and the date. So like ecom PRD 01012015. And I have several years of these folders since I've been working here, about 5 years now, or 10 years now, I guess. And I've been practicing it with 5 years this whole time. But anyway, and each of those folders have scripts. And a script is something that runs a series of commands against the database to see, try to figure out why it's running slow. What I did is I looked at all the different folders I had from the past few years, listed out the names of all the scripts that were in there, and counted how many times I had used each one. And I listed them from top to bottom, most used to least used. And what really surprised me, what really stood out, was that 3 scripts stood out above all the rest. I used them much more often. And so it seems like, unconsciously, when I work on these different problems, I've been focusing on a small number of the many scripts that I have for looking at these problems. And I think I may have sort of just by accident run across an idea that's profound of looking for these patterns of things I've done more often and I'm not even realizing. So I picked these 3 sets of scripts and gave them to my team as the DBA Toolkit. Well, the second thing about this that really surprised me was the way my teammates really ran with the idea. 2 of my teammates took the 3 scripts that I picked and turned them into something that our whole team could use. They made them more automatic. When I use my scripts, I have to get in each one, edit them, put information in it, and run it. They made it to where you could pick a menu, off a menu, to say run these scripts, and it's a lot more automatic. And then they document it with things that are simple to follow. They put screenshots in so it's easy to tell what the next steps are. And lastly, they took the scripts they had modified and pushed them out to all of our database servers. So whenever there's a problem, they could go, on a particular server, it's already there and ready to use. So then, now once our team was using this toolkit to find reasons why the databases were slow, the next step in this process was we ran across this script from Oracle that allows us to fix problems that we had identified. We found things that were running slow. The Oracle script made them run faster. And what was really neat and surprising is that this Oracle script just happened to take as an input these two different values which our toolkit was already spitting out. And it was just interesting how we just fell into that and how it's connected so naturally. So, and as a result of these scripts and their ease of use, we fixed major problems on our most important systems, such as our e-commerce database, our payroll system, and our sales data warehouse systems with these easy-to-use scripts. So I started out by saying that the DBA Toolkit has surprised me. Let me list the ways. First, it surprised me when I looked at the things that I had done and found that there was a small set of things that I used over and over again over the years. And then it really surprised me when my teammates took these things and just ran with them and made them so much more useful for the entire team. And lastly, it surprised me when he came across the script from Oracle that made it easy to fix the problems that we identified with our scripts. But most of all, it surprised me that with all the difficulty and complexity of speeding up these databases, we finally found an easy way to speed it up. And look, it's not a perfect system. It doesn't solve every problem. Nothing can. But I would have never suspected that we could find something that was easy to use and both that effective. And so as a result, I'm pleasantly surprised.